Hello and welcome. This is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
Did you hear what I said? You know, that's just one step above stupid.
Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Looks like we lost the dog connection again. Who the hell knows why it does that? All right. Well, what's going on, everybody? Not sure what everybody wants me to be covering now. I want to get back to the JonBenet since I said I was going to do it. Except these people are going, "Oh, Gray, look at Gray. He's covering JonBenet when he said he was." Yeah, I did say I wasn't going to do it. But everybody kept saying, "Gray, can you do it? Can you please do it? Can you please do it?" I got like 40,000 emails. And then when Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick came on, it seemed kind of, maybe it would be interesting to start over again from the beginning. And that's what I'm doing. All right? these people out there are so stupid. Like you can't go, okay, You got to stick with it. Well, but anyways, we did a show earlier in the day, and the support on that show was god-awful. So if you guys have the ability to, on this show tonight, it'd be nice to somehow, combining the shows, try to reach a goal, Just somehow. And hello, Griff, and Regina Carter, and Truth Sleuth, and Peggy Day, and Michelle Wood, and Naomi, and Cheryl, and Paulette Leonard, and Keith Hubert, and Irene Cipher, and let's see who else. Linda, Caramel, Scorpio, Toxic Tink, this account, and Interior Family, whatever the hell that means. Hey, Kubi, what's going on? All right, there you go. Monica Reeves. Got a start going. Man, that was just crazy. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just sort of wonder, what is it that I have to do? I actually went out and dug around and found the, that the hell, the thing is, I don't try to remember these people's names. Matthew Livelsberger. What is it? How do you say that? Yeah, Livelsberger. Yeah, he actually goes by Matthew Berg on Facebook. And there's a Facebook account that was created not too long ago. But before this incident, so that gives validity to it. And then I was just using the software program that I had. Well, I used Ben Verified, and I was able to find that he, his, what's weird to me is his is more interesting to me than Jabbar's. Because Jabbar is just a typical terrorist. Like somebody who sympathized, or whether or not he directly communicated with somebody, we don't know. But Matthew Livelsberger is weird. Because he apparently was a big Trump supporter, and you know, it's just sort of odd that you'd blow yourself up right in front of a Trump building in a Tesla. You know, maybe he didn't like Elon Musk or something. I don't know. And thanks, Texas Roadrunner. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, there are people out there, I don't believe, I actually think that's him in the vehicle, because the tattoos apparently matched up. All right. Now there's people that think, oh, he got shot. He was shot before the explosion. That's probably because he didn't want to feel the pain from being burned to death. You know, so he took his life. He lit it, and before it could explode, he shot himself, so he didn't have to feel it. Now people are saying, and then he was burned beyond recognition, but they found ID in there. So then there's people who go, that's not really him. What did you do? Use a remote control car and have it travel down the streets and, you know, just sort of, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. The other theories that you'd have to come up with. But then it doesn't really make sense that he would do it. That's the part that is odd, you know? And then there's the connection between, you know, well, it's not really a connection, but some circumstantial information between, God, I can't say his name. It's just Livelsberger and Jabbar are that they both were at Fort Bragg, which, you know, isn't unusual for a soldier to be at. There might be some overlap in time because they both served in Iraq, or I believe they said, or Afghanistan maybe, in 2009. Yeah, his wife hated Trump. Yeah. In 2009. So you have that. They both used the Turo app, and apparently the Turo app is really popular, you guys. You know, how dare I say that it's not popular just because I didn't think it was. I guarantee you 95% of the public has not heard of it. All right? So whether or not it's popular or not, maybe it's popular for a certain type of person. Maybe you should look into that. All right? But I don't know what, you know, who cares? It's not, what's weird is, I guess what they're saying is, since I'm saying it's not very popular, it's sort of obscure. Maybe it's not. However, they both used the Turo app to rent an electric vehicle. I think that's kind of weird. I mean, what are the odds of that? That the two events on New Year's both use vehicles rented by the Turo app. The only two events that we know of. Doesn't that make you wonder a little bit? Yeah, I've never used it, never heard of it. And I guess apparently I need to travel more because I would have used it. I've heard of Travalgo, just not Turo. Why add bombs too? And so I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Just different images. Like, see, this image here is him, right? And then you see this Facebook one and you go, wow. Here, let me download it really quick to the right folder, then I can just open it up. All right, so apparently that's the same guy, right? And you might go, oh, I don't know, man, but it is. It is. Look at the teeth. And that's really all you got to look at. And the hair is similar, you know. But look right there. See how those teeth are, there's something, look at right there. Boom. So if you just kind of look at the teeth, you can see that there's between his left sort of front tooth, there's a, it goes crooks up a little bit, just like this one. Now this one here is hiding the thick eyebrows. That's why wearing glasses is such an effective disguise often, because it completely hides stuff. Now, and you can even see the ears have the same shape and everything. Or at least like that. This one looks out wider, but I'm just saying. The hair's the same. This one just doesn't have a beard, etc. And that's the exact same tattoo that they showed on the press conference they had. Right there. That's not. It was I think it was a live press conference. It's the low ears. It's a sexual thing, the low ears thing. So you don't need to bring it up every time somebody has. Yeah, when you see somebody, a lot of the sexual predators out there, or sexual deviants, or have their ears are low on their head. I know it sounds odd, but it's absolutely true. We got 30 days a year, and if you don't use it, you lose it. Not sure what that means. I heard he was possibly in a nasty divorce, but he had a very good job with good pay and only $16,000 on credit cards reported. Well, only $16,000? That's a lot, isn't it? And Cheryl, get to the membership. Thank you. And don't forget, we got the Buy Me a Coffee right there. Them calling it suicide. His wife won't get paid, right? I don't know. I guess it just depends on your policy. What does that have to do with anything, truthfully? Anyways, this guy is, that is his Facebook page. And it's interesting because all there is on the Facebook page is, hold on, let me get back to that. Yeah, Matt Berg. That's all it is. But I'm curious, is this him here? Because that doesn't look like him. And that's him, but this person here's, he does have similar kind of tattoos like that arm. Is this just him at a different age? But if it is, then how come that baby looks the same age here? Is this a different person? Don't know. That's June 19th, and this picture was September 10th. Hey, Michael Collins, are your ears low? I've not had my headphones on a whole bunch of times, you idiot. I do it so I can hear the audio in the background. Jesus, what a clown. Just get rid of that Michael Collins guy. I've done many shows without it. Or at least, without the headphones on. You must have incredibly low ears. They must hit your sides of your cheeks. Like when you smile, your ears actually hit the outside of your mouth. What an idiot, Jesus. Let's see. Thanks for the membership. Toxic Tink just gifted one. Let's see. I've never heard of it either. Rent any vehicles either. Right. I don't know. A lot of people in the comments said, oh, I've heard of it, but when you do a poll, most people haven't heard of it. The Turo app. Anyways, I don't know who this guy is. I don't think that's the same person. I guess it could be. Just he has a beard on and slightly, maybe a few months earlier. The hair is kind of similar. How it kind of parts over there. Don't know. It looks like maybe that's his kid. He just had a kid or something. Yeah, now there was this Pinterest, using this app that I have. He looks like he has a Pinterest account, Matt Livelsberger. Now it might be there's another Matthew Livelsberger in the like Pennsylvania, so I don't know if that's the same one, but it appeared underneath his username. And then look at this crazy thing. So this is his stuff here. So you got Microsoft, and then Matt Livelsberger, and then Matthew.Livelsberger, Gmail, Teams, Matt, Strava, and then there's that the Berg is right there. Matt Berg. And then Ally Express here, he just signed up for an account not too long ago. And that's some place where you can buy items for cheaper. And then he has a Skype account. And then a Dropbox here. There's the Livelsberger. And Yelp. He has a Garmin. That's where that one picture of him is. And then Matthew L. from Yelp. He's a male. Colorado Springs, Colorado. Then I guess there's, you know, he plays SF Burger. Let me see if I can check that one out. I didn't look at that username. SF Berg. But hey, you guys, if you're out there and you can help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. I don't like having to ask throughout the show, so if you just realize that that's the only source of income on these shows, and I try to raise the income on every show so we can continue to do the shows and support the charities and so forth that I do at the end of the month. Alright, so if you can, I'd appreciate it. If not, just hit that like button. Alright, I'm over on another screen using this thing, a site that I pay for to use. So SF Berg 20. I want to see what that shows up with. That's a different name there. Maybe it's just for chess.com. SF Berg 20, Instagram. There's a Yahoo email associated with it. Yeah, and he has like a, on the chess.com, has kind of a monkey as a user profile picture. Instagram. So he's on Reddit as FF. Let me look at that. That would be an interesting place. Hold on. It's not showing up in the search. But apparently he had a Reddit username of sfberg20, and that was back, he created it in June of 2016. Thanks, Alley Cake. See, my public service announcement fell on deaf ears yet again. Yeah, so he got Xbox. He's got Xbox at sfberg20 also, and has a Columbus, Ohio. He's definitely associated with that. Also on Twitter, sfberg20. Let me check that out. That was a pretty useful. Yeah, that's him right there. So that's him. Check it out. I'm helping CW2 Douglas See, he doesn't look like he has a lot of new ones though, but that's his account right there. For sure. Hey, thanks, Kubi. Trying for a wave. Check it out. I am helping. So this is like a video or something? Ah. This project is a memorial statue with full dedication ceremony immortalizing a fallen hero. The memorial will be crafted by an individual artisan. So apparently, look at that, it's not there. Yeah. No comments or anything, but he must have been in the video. Thanks, Sarah B. Alright, well, we've definitely found his Twitter. And then, or a Twitter. And here's another, like, Instagram. Not sure what that is. Is that dog food, or what the hell is that? SFBerg20. So I'm gonna go to the chess one. That's the chess account, SFBerg20. Looks like he was 3-1 playing chess. And that's just a year ago here, looking at that. Okay, his account was suspended. Yeah, so he had an account here. This is the Reddit account. This account has been suspended. I wonder what happens if you go and do the like Wayback Machine on that one. Hey, Brown Eyed Girl gifted 5. Sherry C, Texas Girl. It is what it is. Kiana, man, I can't even say that one. Amanda Suday. Let's see. Kiana Janaye. Is that right? I'm just trying to find this Reddit account, see if it shows up anywhere. I don't see it. Okay, then also on the same site that I use here, it says, so he was last active on Microsoft on 12/30. So he was using Microsoft just 2 days, probably Office, right? Just 2 days prior. Then Google, he was last active on 12/27. And then using this AliExpress site, he created an account on 11/25. And that looks like it's this one. And it's like a place to get deals. So what the hell did he buy there, maybe? Who knows, right? Maybe some obscure item. Yeah, well, I have her brown-eyed girl right here.
You, my brown-eyed girl.
There you go. See? And we have no coffees. Yeah. Alright, so we got that one. Yeah, and this was using his email account. It came up with Roblox. He had MySpace, Telegram. I mean, that's you know, that's where you could watch actually the October 7th terror attack. The full videos you could see there on Telegram. It's also used by predators, but I don't think that's what he is. So, you know, there he is, and he's got a Telegram account. He had a Cash App account, and then a Pinterest. I think that's him. I mean, that's a picture that's there anyways. And Trio, and Skype. Alright, there you go. Look at that, that's the Reddit one. Completely shut down. Thanks, CC. Don't worry about it, man. I get so tired of every night having to go, hey everybody, if you could help support the channel. Everybody knows what the situation is, and if it just is what it is, you know. I don't know. That just gets old. Let's see. Yeah, so this is this huge thing that was printed off. Hold on a second. Yeah, so he's got Pinterest, MySpace, Cash App. I mean, there's tons of... Well, that's kind of a small version here. Where's the other one? Anyways, this map I thought was pretty interesting, with all the different stuff on it. But who knows? What is he doing? I mean, this is such a random... I mean, I bet you there isn't really posts that this guy's made. I bet there's no manifesto. Yeah, maybe he was just having mental issues. But I do think it's interesting that... I mean, it's a possibility that it's something like a Luigi Mangione. You know, and I was thinking of this earlier today, and then it turns out somebody made like a video on something like that. I'm not sure how to get there. Yeah, I think that's it. Hold on, let me try this. I think I found a Pinterest or something now. I don't know if it's when it was created or anything like that, but it has a picture on his username, but it has Luigi Mangione as the picture. Now, somebody could have created that after the fact, but it's weird because I was already thinking it could be something sort of similar to that. This was funded... Oh, come on. Let's see. I'm just looking at this again. Hold on. Yeah, like a Dropbox, AliExpress, Rumble, Teams, Pandora, Lovance, Apple, Google Maps, Garmin, MindBody, Adobe, Chess.com, Facebook, Skype, Strava, Google. Those are all the different places. And then, let me show you, like in the last, I'll tell you this. So he was in Honolulu in 2020. So it's kind of, I don't know, just like looking at stuff like all the places he's been. So he was in Honolulu in 2020. He was in Los Angeles, or let's see, Candlewood Suites near San Diego in 2015, but he's in the military this whole time. And then he was at a skydive place in Arizona in 2016. Then, let's see, kind of near New Mexico, south, almost right near Mexico itself, from a place called Burrido, 2017. Then in Colorado, he was in 2015, La Quinta, Denver, the Shack Lounge, 2020. Then there's a whole bunch right here. So Yelp, 2018, Aspen View Homes. And this is what it looks like. Let me show you. I guess I could just put that on the screen there. See that? These are all the places in Colorado. I mean, just look, a lot of these things seem sort of normal. But if you zoom out, yeah, like these are all the places he's been, or at least that email pinged somewhere. So he's got one over here. He was all the way over in Puerto Rico, and then right here, I think it's in Germany. But that's 2022. So pretty interesting, right? Hawaii, Germany, Puerto Rico. But he's in the military, so they travel around a lot. I don't know, that's what I was wondering, if he was divorced and he just sort of gave up. A lot of these people who, the guy on Fox News, he had good points, maybe the mental health care just sucks for these people. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake, Sarah67, and Linda Weeks for the coffee. But currently we're at 8% of the goal on YouTube. We said he was missing the last few days. Wife said he was missing the last few days. So his wife, what is the wife saying about him? I mean, has he had problems, or what's going on? Anyways, I just think it's crazy, this whole thing. And I did find, I don't know where it is right now, to be honest with you. Let me expand a different screen and see if I can see it again. I can't find it, but he had an account on, I believe it was Pinterest or something, but it had a picture of Luigi Mangione as his username. And I already had kind of thought, like, his situation, blowing up a Tesla in front of the Trump building. Hey, thanks Toxic Tink and Cheryl for your membership term. Let's see. Yeah, it's totally different. Even though you got these connections and whatnot, to me it's totally different. Apparently this guy was very skilled in bomb making. And he didn't make something that would do any kind of damage at all, really. It was really weak. And it wasn't because of the Tesla or anything like that. It was just weak. And so what was he doing? Was he just sort of doing a message? Because it doesn't seem like it's anything near what the guy in where Jabbar did in New Orleans, right? So that's the second marriage, and that kid is a 6-month-old. So what's he doing then? That's just, God. It's weird. So, I don't know. I was thinking what we could do is open up the phone lines and people can call in and say what you think is going on. You know, maybe figure out stuff to look at, etc. But what's weird is what message is he sending if he's a big Trump supporter? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, I guess when people say stuff doesn't add up, I guess, you know, I could say, well, I guess you're right that it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'll give you that. But I think it is him. I don't think they're, the guy on Fox News was, well, they go, they have a body, we just don't know. And I'm like, wait a minute. They say it's him, the tattoos match up, and there was the images in there. Now if you want to be just amazingly, I mean, let me ask you this. Why, if you put a body, let's say you were going to have a double in there, and you're like, went through all the process of putting tattoos that match the person that you want it to match with. And then you know that if the body survived enough to see the tattoos, then you know their next thing to do would be DNA, and it's not going to match. So why would you waste your time putting the tattoos on there? Maybe he wasn't happy with Trump teaming up with Elon. But why? Why would he give a shit about that? Why would he care? And this person on Twitter said, there's a lot of Trump supporters that are angry with Trump because he didn't do what he promised. And I'm like, he isn't even in office yet, you idiot. What are you talking about? Let's see. He was found with, yeah, we know that. He shot himself in the head, yeah. And it's not really weird at all if you consider that, you know, he's about to blow up something. You probably didn't want to feel it. Right? But people want to make it sound like, so what happened then? The car drove around and then a sniper shot him? Because we have the surveillance footage, right, you guys? So think about it like this. Just use logic and reason. That's what we do over here. The Tesla drives around and it pulls up. And it sits there for 15 seconds and then it blows up. But apparently he shot himself just prior to that inside the vehicle. So tell me how it's not him. Has the right tattoos, everything. There's no other person that ran up next to the vehicle and shot in. So then you have to go, okay, what about, it was a robotic vehicle that they programmed in where to drive, and he was already shot, and then it pulls up, and somebody else built the bomb and then detonated it. Isn't that just going way too far, you guys? Like way outside the realm of rationality. Thank you, Gloria. Apparently he just sort of lit something, and right when he lit it, he killed himself, and then 15 seconds later, it ignited and blew up. Or, I don't know how long before, And there were fireworks in there. Yeah, so it was filled with fireworks, gasoline, all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It is sort of strange that the Special Forces guy who knows how to do lots of different stuff. Just did something kind of weak, really. It just barely did anything. Yeah, and so earlier today, I found that if you go on Been Verified, or I'll do it right now. Let me show you guys. Pretty interesting. So you guys, and the reason I was comparing him to Luigi Mangione was I was like, wow. Just some other things, and then this other thing popped up that I'll show you right now, which was absolutely crazy. Here, watch. So here is so these are the sites: LinkedIn, other website, and then Amazon, right? So then you go to Amazon, and then there's this thing here. This is his wish list for Matt Livelsberger. Now, that's the correct Matt Livelsberger in the Been Verified. So then I didn't know what this was, so I clicked on it. And then it turns out it is upgrade ABS filament, strong and durable 3D printer filament. That's what he wanted. So I think that means that he has access to or owns a 3D printer. And so even after already thinking he was sort of like Luigi, I was like, oh my God, look. Now he's even doing something with a 3D printer. And then I found that one image out there on one of his sites where the Luigi was one of his, was the image that he used. Now, I don't know if that was created recently. That's what a lot of people do. Are you okay? WB, you seem kind of stoned. Let's see. Saw something about the wife hating Trump and made, yeah. So what do you guys think about that? I think that's pretty interesting, don't you? That he is wanting to buy the filament for 3D printing. Thank you, CR. Appreciate that. And I did call that in. I called the tip line to let him know, hey, he was looking for filament. There might be a 3D printer element. And so we'll see how that goes, you know. I don't know if they had that one specific little place here, but why not, you know? And maybe there's an element where he had to print something to do with the explosive, knowing that it would melt inside. I don't know where it is, WB. I have no idea. Do you? He used it, though. When he added it, let's see, I don't know. No. What's this? What's this thing? Oh, is that their kid's name? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe if I can look at the code. Let me see. That says 12/17/2024. That's kind of interesting. Although this says maybe, well, I don't know what that 3 part here, but right here I see this date. The location. Let me check something. Let me get out of here. Let me just click on. Maybe just like that. Well, I mean, if the date's correct with the 12/17, that'd be pretty meaningful, right? Like literally 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Date, something bill date. 12/17/2024. I bet that's it. Like that's when that wish list was created. Maybe he was going down another route. Like he was going to try something with 3D printers and just, got so disillusioned he just gave up on that and put something together as quickly as he could. Who said there was going to be a trial? Yeah, there isn't one. All right, well, let's try to do the call-in. And apparently there's still activity in the New Orleans situation where they're still looking at that, I guess the Airbnb. Okay, well, you don't need to explain it. And you're not explaining. You're saying, hey, can't go to trial. Right, so this is where apparently the Airbnb was, right there. And so there was a fire that was slowly burning the place after the event where he drove his truck over all those people. The Airbnb burnt down. Or not totally down, but it was on fire. And I guess inside there they found pipe bombs and all kinds of stuff. I wonder why he didn't set those off. He may have tried to set them off. Maybe they didn't work. I don't know. No, I don't know what that means, truthfully. Just typing in FBI released. Yeah, I saw those pictures. Like here's the pictures right here. This is Jabbar walking on the street. Look how old he looks in that one. Jesus, man. You guys definitely seen better days, huh? That you can see that's the same guy. And they apparently just left something like this on the street. I mean, people looked at it and they didn't say anything. He lives look disheveled. Don't know what that means. Yeah, he looks a lot older in that one. Thanks, CR. Alright guys, I'll try to ask again. If you're out there and you have the ability to help support my channel, I would really appreciate it. Rely on your generosity on a nightly basis to do what we do. All right, and I don't know any other way to do it. I can't make support appear out of thin air. It's just one of those, I know I've got ability, but I can't do that. And we're not even close. 2 shows in a row, we're not even close. So, gonna definitely need your guys' support. Where the hell is it? Alright, well there's the Skype number. Alright, so if you have some thoughts on this case, that would be awesome. Or either one of them. Yeah, definitely need a better start to the year than this. He lives looked disheveled. Did you see the images of Perp walking on Bourbon? Yeah. He probably wasn't trying to hurt anyone but himself with 19 years. Yeah, it's just so strange that he did that, though. Thank you, Karen Messenger. Hey, and that's your first one ever on a live stream. Very cool. Thank you. And Vicky White. So sorry you're late. What do you have to say you're sorry? Alright, so we got the phone is open. There's the number at the top of the screen. Let's hear what you think. Everything goes. I think. I guess we'll see when it comes. Something's missing on here. Anybody? That's what we're doing tonight. We're doing the phone calls. I know it's easy to call in when the host is really into conspiracies. Alright? But I don't mind what you bring up. But have some rational thought behind it. Okay? And there goes LM making one of her stupid comments again. Hello, this is Gray. Who's this?
This is Jennifer.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I was just calling because my daughter, my 18-year-old daughter, and her friends were down there in the French Quarter when it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Not very, maybe a half a block up from where it happened. And I was just going to kind of share her story, if you wanted to hear it.
Sure.
Well, so like I said, they were down there. Of course, it was New Year's Eve, and her and her 2 friends, they're all underage, so they can't get in bars. So they were just kind of weaving in and out of different shops and things that were still open. And my understanding from, talking with her is that they were on Bourbon Street. They were just a little east of Canal, but up ahead of where the actual incident happened. So where they had been kind of winding their way through some streets, but they were on Bourbon when it happened. And they just, heard a commotion. Like, they were kind of walking to the east, so they were facing away from where the incident happened. Mm-hmm. So there was, obviously some noise, some commotion, and people running. At that point, I think they kind of dipped into a shop where a shop owner kind of was, like, motioning, like, get in here, that kind of thing. And they did. She did hear the gunshots. I don't know whether that was the return fire from the police. They stayed there in the shop for a couple of minutes. At this point, I don't think she really knew what had happened. They thought, I think in her mind, that there just maybe was an incident, like gang-related, something like that. Somebody shooting at another person or something of that nature. So they came back out of the store, and pretty much the crowd and the cops and everybody they were pushing everyone south, so down towards the riverfront.
Where were they right when the car must have just drove right by them, like they must have darted it,
They were already on Bourbon Street. I don't know which way they came on.
Well, yeah, but Bourbon's
Street
where the
from
car
there.
went. The car went from Canal east. I guess
Correct.
you actually say, well, I know, but northeast.
Ye-
Yeah, we don't use on this
Yeah,
show.
they
We don't
were
use that
on-
when people. We have that little emoji for the word correct. I have a I don't know if you've been here long enough, but when people use the word correct, we hit the correct emoji over and over again. But yeah, so they must have been on Bourbon Street. Were they at the time the car drove by, or? Hello?
So they were on Bourbon Street, and they were a little past where he turned onto it. So they wouldn't have actually probably seen him. But keeping in mind how many people are on the streets at this time.
So they were already past
they-
Conti Street then. Like they already meant more than 3 blocks.
No, they were on Bourbon,
Right.
east of Canal, but probably still west of St. Louis Street. I don't know. If you pull the map up, I can kind of maybe weigh in a little bit better
Well,
from
no,
my understanding
yeah.
of it from her.
Okay,
but-
well, it goes like this. It goes Canal, and then what's it called? Like Iberville Street, then Bienville Street, then Conti Street, then St. Louis. Okay, so St. Louis and Conti.
Yeah, so they were on Bourbon. If you go.
Right, I know,
Go
but let
back
me
just
just
a
finish
little.
the sentence, then you can
Oh,
correct me
sure.
or not. Yeah, so St. Louis Street and Conti Street are already too far past where he crashed his vehicle. He crashed it
Right.
about 100 feet before. I don't know if it's 100 feet or whatever it is, but it's before Conti Street. So where were they at the time?
What I can tell you is I know that they were on Bourbon, and she said it was not far past where all this happened. So I don't know that I can give you the exact cross street. I don't know that she knew exactly where they were. She'd never been there before.
Oh, okay.
Where you see the little pin where it says terrorist body,
Yeah.
she was east of that. Well, she says by about a half a block.
Oh, wow. So just
So
right
I would
there.
imagine she was in between Conti and St. Louis.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Wow, that must have been kind of creepy. Just hearing all
Yeah.
that. Did they go back at all, or maybe you can just keep telling the story? We just want to make sure where we were.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so they were kind of shoved down towards the riverfront, and I think it was down St. Louis Street, but I can't say that for sure. They were shoved down toward the riverfront, and like I said, it was her and just 2 friends. They're young people. They were freaked out, but again, I don't think they knew an actual terrorist attack had happened. They just thought there was some kind of gang shooting or outbreak of some kind. So anyway, they end up down by the riverfront. They're kind of just hanging out down there. She actually said they were talking to homeless people. So they were just chit-chatting and whatever. And after they thought things had calmed down, they decided to go ahead and head back to the car. Keep in mind this is 4 and 5 in the morning by now. The car was you'd have to go back up Canal Street and keep going 3 and 4 blocks north of that. So they had to pass all of this to get back to where the car was parked.
Mm-hmm.
So they came from the riverfront up Canal Street, I believe, and continued on past the scene, which was roped off, and there were tons of, obviously, more police, ambulances, and whatnot than she'd ever seen in her whole life.
Yeah.
So it was a big, crazy zoo. So they just kind of were able to meander their way around where all the crime scene tape was to the other side, and get back to where the car was. But she said, she couldn't really see anything because of all of the ambulances, the police, etc. She still didn't really know, I think, until they got back. She had gone down there because a friend of hers, we don't live in the area, we're from St. Louis, but a friend of hers their family lived outside of New Orleans, and her friend hadn't been, down there to see her family for a while. So they all drove down with intention, of course, of going to the French Quarter and having a good time.
Yeah.
As well.
So when they were all
Yep,
forced
that's
down to
how
the
it happened.
waterfront, and then they walked on Canal Street past where the car originally made that hard turn onto Bourbon Street, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Huh. Man, that's been creepy. So when they were over there on Bourbon Street, between Conti and St. Louis, police just kind of kept sort of forcing people down the streets all the way to almost the river down there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I mean, that may have been their choice to go that far, because I guess they didn't have anywhere else to go, and they didn't feel like they could get back up north where the car was. So I know they were definitely shoved off of Bourbon Street, and, she said it seemed like hundreds of cops came out of nowhere. It was just, they were all flying to the scene,
Wow.
and people were coming down the street and just kind of shoving them off. So that's what they did, is they just ended up walking down to the riverfront.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
waiting it out, for a while. And it really wasn't until, I don't think it was until I talked with her on the phone the next day, because, I woke up in the morning having heard about all of this. I knew she was down there with a friend. I pulled up, I track her on Life 360. So I was trying to track, it can get a little funny when you're in cities and with the buildings and things, but I was trying to track where exactly she had been that night to see if she was there at that time, because she wasn't answering my phone calls right off the bat. But anyway, that's because she was asleep, because I
that
didn't
must
get
have
to
been
bed till
scary.
6 in the morning. But I was able to
that's
kind of
when you
pick
get
up some of
angry.
her movements.
That's when you get angry at your. I'd be so angry.
Oh.
Man, if you don't let me know when there's something like that happens and you're not calling in saying, "Hey, I'm okay," man.
Well, what was reassuring was that I could see that she had traveled from, the French Quarter back to the friend's house that they were staying with, which was outside of the city. So I could see that at like 6:03 a.m. she arrived back to the friend's house.
So you have like Life
so
360,
I was confident
something like that.
that she was okay.
Like Life 360 app, something like that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Huh. But they must have heard it happening, because they were only about a half block away on Bourbon Street.
They did hear it, but it just wasn't something that she had a frame of reference for what it was. She just knew something was happening. She did hear some of the gunfire. So into her mind, there was a shooting over there. She just thought one person shooting at another, or people shooting at each other, that kind of thing. And basically they dipped into a store to get out of the way of it. And then they came out of the store and ended up just, taking off to the river.
You know what's interesting, because that sort of matches, there's this other video out there where there's somebody, it's right where the truck crashed, and these people are so casual, they're just walking, and then all of a sudden you hear the pop, 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 pop from the officer, I guess the shooting back and forth, and it's right there. Then everybody starts darting into the businesses. That's probably exactly what happened with your daughter.
Yeah.
And
the other thing that she said was, because there's so many fireworks all the time, on New Year's Eve, and of course in any big city, they've been hearing fireworks off and on all day, all day and all night. She just wasn't sure. Like, okay, was that fireworks? But then when people were kind of scattering, that's when I think she was like, no, that's definitely a shooting, gunshots. So they ran into that store. But I did forward her a picture just a little bit ago. It had been on the FBI of New Orleans thing. It was like kind of a flyer-looking picture that has 4 different. The one where Jabbar looks quite a bit older, the one you were just talking about, and then it shows the blue cooler.
Yeah, the blue cooler. Yeah. Exactly.
I forwarded that to her because I said, well, apparently there were, he had placed a couple of these coolers around.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And she claims they walked past a cooler like that. And I didn't ask her exactly where. She goes, yeah, I saw one of those, and I thought that was kind of weird.
I wonder about there's reports of people looking into the coolers, and then what did they do after that? Oh, these are just pipe bombs. Hey, let's go get a drink. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know what these
Yeah.
people were doing. you
Her
know?
and her friends definitely did not look in the cooler.
Yeah.
But she says she is pretty sure they definitely walked past one of them. She remembers thinking, that's weird. Why is there a cooler sitting there? But no, they didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Weird.
That's it. I don't have much else to say about it. I mean, she's fine, and, you know, I spent yesterday pretty much in shock. And
Well, I can imagine. You must have just been absolutely terrified until, even though you could see them moving around, you don't know what's going on. There could be more terrorists out there. They said that there were. You remember that? And there was explosive devices.
yeah. I told her that when I spoke with her yesterday. Honestly, because like I said, they went to bed. It was 6 a.m. when they got home. I think they all went to sleep. I don't think until I spoke with her on the phone that she really understood what actually had happened. She knew something went on. She didn't know any details about it. They had had a long night. They were exhausted. They went home. They went to sleep. It wasn't until they all got up that they started going like, oh, my God, we were, you know, half a block or a block from a terrorist attack. So It was really still kind of setting in for her when I spoke with her. I guess by then she, you know, looked at some news and things like that. And, you know, I think it's still kind of sinking in. I don't know if she really gets, you know, what almost happened. And then I saw, you know, some of the victims. And it was really tough because, I mean, some of them were 18 and 19-year-olds. You know, easily could have been.
Have you asked her how long before? Like, did they go straight from like across Conti and they were just walking? Like, literally 5 minutes before they were where the truck crashed. Is it like that or?
Correct. That's her words were that about 10 minutes prior, they had been in that spot.
Jeez. So it's just pure luck. Like that guy could have just been there.
Yeah.
10 minutes before. And jeez. Man.
They were in that spot, and they were, like I said, just sort of moseying their way into different shops, and, you know, that's when they heard the commotion.
Wow. Well, I'm glad she made it out of there. Jesus. That's creepy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure you wouldn't be talking to me, but what was your name again? Jennifer, right?
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in and giving us your the story of your daughter walking and just missing and thankfully missing the area by 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well,
thank
thanks
you.
for taking my call. Have
right.
a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we have this, what I was mentioning earlier about the correct, when people go, correct. That's just something I have as an emoji, and it's even a sound effect that I have. This one right here.
Correct.
Yeah, because even though that's actually cracked, if you can believe that, but it sounds more like correct to me, so I use it. But that came from, I used to have a job at this bank, and this lady didn't know what the hell she was doing, and would go, hey, Gray, how do you do this? How do you do this? And she'd stand up, hovering over me while I'm helping her. And then every time I would tell her something that I knew and I was helping her, like, okay, what you do is you put this over here and you do that. She'd go, correct. And she would do that because anybody walking by would think that she was helping me, right? So over the years, I've learned to just hate it when I hate the word correct. You know, it has nothing to do with you. It's not your fault. It's just something that happened. All right, guys. If you can help support the channel, that'd be great. We're currently at a third of a nightly goal. I don't know what that means, Julie Cole. What's the difference? What do you mean, what's the difference? There it is. Toxic Tink typed in correct. All right. Does anybody else have stories out there? I think she sent me an email earlier, too. Jennifer. They acted alone. Yeah, man, I might be thrown in prison here in a little bit. Well, it's a true story. You know how you know it's true? Because I say the same thing every single time. It's never different. Hey, thanks so much, Vicky Kennedy. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, who's calling in next? And you can call in about anything. Like, what is your theory on the either side, the Jabbar or Livelsberger? Matthew Livelsberger. Oh, well, the coffee one takes less of a percentage, but a lot of people find super chats easier to use. Hey, thanks so much, Jet Wilson. Appreciate that. Jet Wilson. This has been just a crazy time. You know, you have this sort of... I mean, just think of all the stuff that's been going on, that it sort of feels like it's connected in some way, loosely. I don't know what you want to say, but you had the first assassination attempt on Trump, then another assassination attempt where the Secret Service agent that everybody applauded, remember that in the second one at the golf course when everybody went, wow, man, what an amazing shot. The guy shot at him and then he ran. He was 6 feet away when he shot at him and he missed. What do you make of that? So you have those two incidents. And then Luigi Mangione. And then you have Jabbar. And then you've got Livelsberger. All sort of this weird, just stuff going on. I don't know what it is. It wasn't like this. I mean, that's a lot of different things happening that are really massive events. Footage from the Airbnb fumbling around. No, I didn't see that. Can you send me a link, Trey? Yeah, if you can send me a link, that'd be great. Well, it's whatever convenient for you, but if you want to do the coffee one, that'd be good, I guess. Julie? Did they get any cell phones from them? I don't know. We just had one from Toxic Tink, a coffee. Oh, and also J.U. bought me a can of coffee. Yeah. You sent it to right here. Hold on. Yeah, we can do like crowdsourcing right here. If you guys have, I can't show crime scene photos of people on the ground with broken arms and mangled bodies and things. I can't do that. But if you have other things, just go ahead and email it. We'll just pop it up on the screen and talk about it. I was spending most of the day just kind of looking up the Livelsberger, him. That's just a weird, that one's weirder than Jabbar, don't you guys agree? Jabbar seems like, okay, here's another one of these, whack job terrorists, where Livelsberger is odd, really kind of a strange. You got like a special forces guy that could easily build a explosive that could do way more damage than that, and he just sort of drives up there and maybe didn't want to. It's almost like it was just a statement of some sort. That's it. Maybe he wanted to take his life, but also wanted to celebrate Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Hey, boom, here's some fireworks, etc. But, I guess we'll have to wait. Maybe there's a... I'm just being sarcastic on that one. Las Vegas was 8:30 a.m. New Year's Day. Right. Which is about, I'd say 10 hours later, something like that. Somebody sent me a timeline, but it doesn't seem like it's much of a timeline. Let's see. So here it is on Twitter. Said Matthew Livelsberger would have needed to leave Monument, Colorado Springs no later than noon on December 31st. And interestingly, that's kind of when the other guy was leaving, right? Like, hold on. Oh, yeah, over here. Jabbar. Yeah, so 11 a.m., 11:15, 11 a.m. I think he's right here and he's heading out. And then he's right here at 12:15, leaving Texas, and then he's going to be heading into Louisiana and then over to New Orleans. So they're saying he would have had to leave at 12 p.m. Right, and this is 12:15 p.m. So isn't that weird that you have two different people that are heading out almost at the exact same time? That's just somebody's calculation, though. Stops for changing and fireworks. Fireworks stands are within 10 minutes. See, this is all just guessing, right? Here's what we really need is each of the stops that he stopped at, give us the time stamp of when he was there, because you guys know it. You know when he got there, you know when he left after getting his, charging the vehicle, all right? You know when he got out of there. Hold on, I'm getting like 1,000 text messages. Langdon Tuman. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Let's see. So somebody wanted to know just some golf tournament, crazy. But yeah, I don't know if you can use something like this. Just give us the time that he was at each of these things, and then it just solves all the problem. They know it. They have the map, right, that they showed us all how the route was. So just give us the time frame. This is just guessing at what time somebody would be there driving at certain speeds, etc. Great. Turo is a new but very popular car rental app for youth sports parents. It's like Airbnb for cars. Car get delivered. You know what's amazing, you guys, is how much, like, nobody has anything of interest to talk about. So they keep trying to say, Gray, no, Turo's really a popular app, Gray. I mean, it really is. And it's, okay, who cares, at this point. Thank you, but really don't care. All right, let's see. So, Trace.
Great content needs a great audience.
That's loud.
Like Santa Claus needs cookies.
What? No cookies.
And on our breaking news out of
I mean, it's like an hour into the show out there. I already said that the, Turo maybe is more popular than I thought, but most people haven't heard of it. Okay? That's the truth. All right, let's see. I'm just going to play some of this right here.
That he had rented about 2 arriving at and entering an Airbnb.
What the hell's he doing back there? Let's see. Michael Adasco. Maybe he posted it. No, Driz, I don't keep saying that. I said at the beginning, I don't think it's popular. I just, it's people have heard of it and they've used it. However, most people haven't heard of it. So it might be popular for people like you or just some random person from time to time. But it's definitely not something big out there. And it's not because I haven't heard of it. It's because if I did a poll, 90% of the people wouldn't have heard of it. It's not like saying Uber or something. Everybody's heard of it. I haven't, Gray. I really haven't. I mean, what the hell is he doing? It's like he's... Jeez. So that's probably the same night. Just prior, I would imagine. I bet you this is like, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, maybe at around midnight, and he's doing something. Scampering around, just like you said. Do you want me to do the poll? All right, let's do it. Have you used or heard of now I can't remember the name of it. What's it called again? Yeah. Turo or something? Yeah, Turo. All right, here we go. And the trolls will all say yes. Okay, the ones that are here, they always specifically always do the opposite of what my opinion is. And so you can always put about 8 or 9% in for that. All right, let's see. We'll give about 10, maybe 20 more seconds of this. Did you see this? Let's see. No, I did not see that. We'll play this next. I don't know what it is, but we'll play it. Hey, thanks, Margie Sandow. Is it Sandow or yeah, Sandow, right? Hi, Gray. Recently started listening to you on my commutes to and from work. Appreciate your on-point investigative work. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Listening to me to and from work. Wow. Maybe I need to convert it to a podcast sometime. Because I hope you're not watching. Let's see. Said on 5 that Turo is a... Yeah, right, I saw that today. Right. Okay, so I am right. See, let's end the poll. We got 112 votes. 76% of the people said no, they'd never heard of it. So does that make it popular? Right. And FBI in New Orleans look awfully inept. That's not his, though, Matthew. It's they were given to him, right? Remember that they were supplied to him. Let's see. I listen to you when I go to bed. Yeah, I put a lot of people to sleep. Okay, I'll be honest. All right, let's see what this is right here. I don't know.
The New Orleans terrace home. You can see that it's been clearly...
Oh, this is the Airbnb, right? No, the home at the... yeah, we got that
from the FBI raid yesterday, but if we walk through the home, we see some signs of...
How in the hell are people allowed to walk around in this already?
What he was up to. He had this work area here, lots of different chemicals splayed around, and different electronics. This is
I know
again,
it's
a
no
work
offense.
setup.
I know people don't say that. Even Susan Hendricks said one time, she said, "Yeah, Gray, you're good at I get put to sleep by you or something." It was like, she goes, "No, it's good, you know."
Left receipts, just very unkempt in here. If we go over here, actually, you can see the department.
Yeah, I bet you. I don't know if Elon Musk can decide what he can release off the camera footage.
Justice documents here, the search warrant, and the property that they recorded here, which seems to be a lot of chemicals. Again, just left in disarray. There's a bedroom back here, and what appears to be his collection of religious materials, his Qurans, an open Quran with a passage there, as well as even the Bible here, but mostly books on Islam, and his prayer rug just to the left of me here.
It's kind of weird.
And if we go back, there's another bedroom here. You can see he left all these belongings, contact lenses, personal belongings, his bathroom. This seems to be some sort of workspace, again, with other chemicals here. The light's still on. Some kind of station set up here. We're not really sure what that was for. In, what we can assume was also a bedroom. You can see clothes left here, and just a sign that someone was here up until those last few moments when neighbors said he left just before the New Year's holiday, saying he was done with his lease, it was up, and he was on his way to New Orleans where he would live there. Didn't take any furniture because he said his new home would be furnished. That's all we know so far. We are here.
It's kind of weird that you're allowed to go in there. I wonder if there's a way to figure out what that passage is saying. I mean, I don't think you could say page 204. I can see that. New home furnished? Why is that fire? What does that mean? I don't get it. So they released the house in less than 24 hours. Yeah, I said that already. It's weird how quickly they released the home to be able to walk through it. I don't know if it's still this same exact house here. Here, let me look at that image again. Tactical gunsling. So that house in the background, the yellow one with the I don't know if this is, I know this is an address, and then I saw the domes behind in one of the shots, and I know this is where they were searching at one time, but I don't know. It's one of those ones it's hard, because sometimes these are old. Maybe it's that. Is it right there? That building? That's that one? I mean, it looks like that. Same roof and everything. And then is there a fence? Maybe, I guess you'd have to be almost in that building. I don't know, that doesn't make sense. Let's see if Yeah, well, that 3D one that we were looking at is totally different. See, that whole, all of this right here is gone. This whole building is gone right now, and that's the building I was just comparing that to. So, if you look at the map, this is January. Let's see. So September of 2024. That's probably more like what it looks like now, and I don't know where that is. Yeah, that whole building's gone, though. That was right there. See? I mean, now it's a pond. Hey, wow. Judy Grandstrand. Gifted 5. Welcome to Brenda Starr, Tina, and Bee's Knees, Bubble Gum, and Chicken Wing. Oh, wait. There's one of those. No, Chicken Wing already here. It's C-Dub. There were several RVs and trailer homes around his house that he was renting out, and flimsy gate. Yeah. Well, there's. I think that's what this is, right? Right here, these things, and they're still there, and maybe that makes sense. But that building is not there now. This trailer's long building connected to the house. What do you mean at 12007? Don't know what that means. Got to type in a full sentence. Oh, okay. I've got 12001. Is that what you're saying? Alright, so we can use, put that up here, 12, I had 12011 before, so 0, that was his address. 12007. Okay, so that's that building right here. That's the same one. I mean, it's where we've had it the whole time. I had 12011, which was his address. And 12007 is the same exact spot. Yeah, I don't know, Trey. Daily Mail had some photos of his home in Texas. I think you're right. That's what I think. I saw them searching exactly in this spot right here, and I even saw these domes in the background. So I think it's just right here, but unfortunately the 3D model version here is from like 2000 and, well, we can tell if you go up to the maps up here and you start moving it, you know, it might be that one. So that would be 2022, because see that stuff still sitting there, and you can tell, like, if that car right there is still there, and see it is. So that means this is from 2022, this shot, and that whole building is gone now. So I don't know what what it looks like specifically right now, but this is his spot right there. So this, somewhere in this facility, here's the long narrow building maybe somebody was talking about. Maybe, I don't know where that yellow building is that we were just looking at. Is there a door? So if you came out of I don't even know where there. So a door like that, is that it? No, doesn't look like it. And that's also, again, that's 2 years ago. Things don't normally change that much in 2 years. But hey, who the hell's calling in next? All right, and right now we're about 50% of the goal. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Super chat that someone gets a month member. Well, it's kind of like that. It's just the monthly memberships, if they were all like $10 or something, would probably help out. But I mean, it helps anyways, but it's not as much Hey,
Kind of like that.
who's this?
The monthly.
Hello. You got to turn down your audio in the background. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you got to turn down your audio in the background. You just got to use your phone.
Sorry about that. Let me do that real quick.
It's like listening to the show again.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it ringing. I apologize. This is Ishi Says.
Oh, hey.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, not too bad.
Just wanted to call in. Don't have any personal connection to any of this, but I had a couple things to say. You talked a little bit ago about, how it just obviously seems like there's a lot happening in a short period of time. And we've actually been seeing that here where I live in Kentucky on a local level as well. It's kind of been interesting. There's been a rash of car thefts and 2 carjackings in the last 48 hours. I've lived in this town for 25 years and have never heard of a carjacking here. So it's been interesting. Just a lot of things happening everywhere all the time, I know, but it's been very paralleled even locally. So I kind of was curious if anybody else was seeing that where they live, if there's been sort of a rash of or increase of things or different crimes that they're not used to seeing.
I mean, well, it could have something to do with all of the, we had, I don't know, something like 10 million illegal aliens coming in, and a lot of them are criminals. I mean, the thing is, I would say over 90% of the people coming in are here to make money. They don't love America or anything like that. They're just here to make money and support their family back home. Maybe 95% of them. But the problem is when you have 10 million people, and 10% of 10 million is a million, so 5% is 500,000. So that means 500,000 people are criminals and bad actors, and then all of a sudden they're dispersed around the country, and it creates a lot of problems. It's just obvious.
Well, sure. It does, and it's really kind of gotten me to focus, and I've talked to my kids are grown people, but I've told them, it's more important than ever now to be very situationally aware, be aware of who's around you, kind of like the coolers being left and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would have looked in it either, but, that's something you might want to call in, and if it's nothing, then so what, but if it is something, wish somebody would have called it in.
Better safe than sorry, I can tell you that.
Exactly. I also wondered too with this New Orleans attack, if it's not potentially, maybe not this particular guy, but just if he's involved in some larger group or cell, some sort of practice run for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of scary, isn't it, to think about?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe they're just kind of testing
or Mardi Gras, because both are coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, it seems like though that would sort of backfire, because after doing that, the security level would increase dramatically.
It would, but it also
it shows your weaknesses and things, but they're gonna shore up those weaknesses. But maybe they were looking for other weaknesses that weren't the obvious ones, something like that.
Right. And again, I could be way off base, but that did pop in my mind. I thought, because it seemed like I remember, even with all the way back to 9/11 and just several other things over the years, that very often that they, people do sort of a trial run, kind of a, and if he is part of a larger cell, which I don't know if we'll ever know that or not, he was very expendable, obviously, to them. So, why not? Why not? And it could have been just a one-off, and he's just a sick man that wanted to hurt people. I don't know. But I guess it's hard to understand that, because I don't feel that way or think that way. So, you can't, it doesn't make sense to most of us why somebody would just get up and think, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to do this
Well,
today.
I think people should
And-
be extra vigilant looking around. I mean, just pay attention to things that look odd or out of place, and just let authorities know.
And
you know?
and everywhere,
Yeah,
not
everywhere,
just
yeah.
in a large city or a crowded airport or a because it's you can't walk around afraid all the time, but
Right.
we can do our best to protect ourselves and others just by being aware, no matter where we are, whether we're sitting
I
in
think
a restaurant.
the
or
thing
we're-
that scares me the most is, like, I always picture this scenario where these guys, you get like 50 of them, and they go to like 50 different places in the country, and they just go in the neighborhoods in the middle of the night and just kill a bunch of people. And then you have this, when you wake up in the morning, your country is just in a total frozen, and that's all it would take. Like, just these random.
It really is.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I think what concerned me was I don't go where big crowds are typically anymore. Part of that, I don't know, happened with COVID, where I'm just like, I don't want to be around that many people that I don't know. But also too, if I am in a large group for some reason, I'm much more aware. But I remind myself I need to be aware everywhere, because it can happen anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to kind of, you can be sitting in McDonald's and somebody drive a car into the restaurant, it doesn't matter. But I think that's the main thing, is just to everybody be careful and safe and aware of what could happen. But I agree with you too. It showed me again that we're just not prepared.
Well, I think that's why everybody
We're not
needs to be
prepared.
armed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend he's a business partner too, but he's a big Notre Dame fan, and I watch their dogs and stuff for them and go check on them while they go to games a lot of times if I'm not going. And they were going yesterday to I guess it's the Sugar Bowl. I don't know that much about football, but anyway, I know they were playing in New Orleans, playing Georgia, and they moved it to tonight, the game. And they were going down yesterday, and and then of course they ended up going today. And that was one of the things for him. They were flying private, but he said, bothers me because I can't carry my gun. And I'm like, yeah, you should be able to if you want to.
Yeah, well.
That's just my opinion. But if you're licensed to carry it and know what you're doing, I would much rather be standing next to someone who can do something. If I'm a little more careful nowadays too about going into what are they called, gun-free zones or whatever. I'm like, we're all on our own in here.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's all these people. I mean, that the last 4 years have been pouring over the borders that are on terrorist watch lists. And those are ones that checked in. I mean, what about the ones that got through the gotaways, which is more than the people that they catch? So.
Right, well, and they don't, and they don't even know what they don't know. That's the thing. There are people that are here that they have no idea are here. They don't. So many. So in my mind, I almost double it. I work with the homeless a lot here where I live. And they do something called the K count every year here in Kentucky, where they go out and count homeless people, basically. And the numbers are ridiculously low that they come up with. And I kind of feel the same way about that. I think it's maybe a third. The numbers are actually maybe a third of what there actually are. I think it's way more than we even know, and we'll probably ever know. But I know I have a cousin that lives in San Diego, well, outside of San Diego, in Oceanside. And he said just this past week, they've had dropped off, I don't know, he didn't elaborate how they were dropped off, over 250,000 undocumented people into San Diego.
Just so many people. I'm not even sure how you You know, like the whole rounding up and sending. I mean, I want to get rid of the criminals. Any illegal
I
aliens
agree.
committed a crime, or especially the really bad ones that they know about. Just get rid of them first, and then work on whatever you're going to work on after that. I mean, it just.
I would like to see the people that are here, like you said earlier, working to send money home to their families. They want to be a part of their community and our country and that sort of thing. I would like for there to be some sort of options or something for them to make a choice. You know, if you choose to stay, then you're going to do A, B, C, and D. You know, you're going to check in once a month, or you're going to do whatever until you've gotten your citizenship. We're going to help you with that, whatever. I'm all for that. Or if you want to go back, we'll help you return.
Well, my thing is I mean, I don't mind if people come over and they want to work, give them green cards and work. I don't want to work on getting them to be citizens, because there's people that did it the right way, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And they've been waiting for years, and they're paying money, and they're working hard to get over here, and it's just not fair. And your original act was breaking into the country, and you're not legal. Now, if you came in legally with the green card and whatnot, and you can get sponsored or whatever, maybe someday you can become a citizen. But I'm just not. I'm so against. I just can't stand that shit. I mean, people.
I just don't understand how you come to. We're the only country that I'm aware of that you can go into illegally and continue to break laws in that country.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And still stay.
Stupid. It's really dumb that we allow that.
And I don't think we should be housing them and paying for them to stay in our prisons either. They're already overcrowded. So they, should go back. I'm very much a humanitarian in a lot of ways. I care about people as people, and I think that a lot of people, the majority of people,
here's a good way to do it. Here's a good way to do it. If you're in here in the country illegally, and I think if we determine who you are and you haven't committed a crime, you have to pay a fee, maybe $500 or $1,000, to stay here and work. And the moment you require social services, you're sent back to the country you came from, because you are not. You're not coming here to get handouts from the country. We have too many people that are actually citizens that need that support and money. So if you're here, the second you ask for assistance of any kind from the government, and you're not here legally, you're sent back. That's what I think. Because that means you're a drain on. Yeah, and that way they're just working, not complaining, making your money, do what you got to do. But the moment you start trying to get money from our government, you get sent back. How does that sound, everybody? Do you guys like that one?
Yeah, I would vote for that.
Yeah, I just think it makes sense.
And I mean, I'm a co-founder of a nonprofit, and we provide food and housing here in our community because we have a major housing shortage. We had a bad tornado a few years ago and lost a lot of housing and buildings and things, and then our community is growing by leaps and bounds, but which is great in a lot of ways. But we have a big divide. We have a lot of what we call working poor, and then we have people that work full time, but with the cost of everything that has gone up so much, rents have doubled here, and they just can't afford it. So we see it every day. There's so many people that are really trying to do the right thing, and they just have more months than money, no matter what they do. And so I agree. It's hard to see people that really need it not being able to access it or get in a really long line. We have.
I also have another thing. Another thing I think is that they need to get rid of the birthright citizenship, meaning I think one parent has to be, the law should be that one of the parents of anybody born in the United States has to be a citizen for that person to be a citizen of the United States.
Right.
Because the thing is you get people that go, ooh, and they come over quickly and have babies, and then the babies are American citizens, but the parents are illegal aliens, and then it gets a really sticky situation. just the way to get rid of that element is just say one of the parents has to be a U.S. citizen for any the child born here to be considered a U.S. citizen.
Right.
There you
right.
go. And that's the way to fix that.
I think we're going to see some changes to some things soon, and hopefully they will help. You know, I'm hoping that they will help and make things better. And for those in the chat, I'm from Southern Kentucky, and so they're trying to figure out where I'm from.
Yeah.
But I actually grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, which is, you know, closer to Indiana.
You don't
so
have that really
maybe
strong Kentucky accent, though. You sound.
No, I'm not in the mountains. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, they're a lot more right and night and that sort of thing. Yeah. But I speak that. But now, if I get around people that are country, I get a little more country, and start saying things like "fine as frog hair" and over yonder.
There's
and things
mosquitoes
like that.
the size of bald eagles in that.
Yeah,
dadgum swamp.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I was born and raised in Kentucky, so. But we don't all. I wear shoes and I have all my teeth and all those things. So we do have that here.
You have
so.
teeth too? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, got all my teeth. But yeah, I know it's amazing. Don't wear overalls, you know. But I don't chew tobacco. I don't. Yeah, none of that. I don't spit regularly. So yeah, now all those things are just stereotypes. But now there are some places in Kentucky that are more that way. But it's beautiful country. It is. I love it here. But I just wanted to share my 2 cents, and I really am hoping that this was not some sort of practice run or. You know, I'm always looking for the distractions and, you know, what are they distracting us from? So, Stacy Pittman, I see what you just said. We're neighbors then. But yeah, so it's been a interesting start to the new year for sure. And I appreciate all your coverage always in the chat and, a lot of smart people and the freaks, so
that's right.
I enjoy that too. And some of the other channels I can't even watch. It's just too much. Yeah. But I appreciate you keeping it fact oriented and not getting too. I love a good conspiracy theory. I do, but
yeah, I mean they're entertaining. That's what sucks for me is I don't do the conspiracy theories because I don't think that's the right way to do. Like true crime or anything like that. So it sort of affects me because people support financially the conspiracy nutter channels over people like me who just try to do the factual information, try to come up with some theory that makes sense.
Right. But some of the conspiracy theories have played out to be true over time, so I guess they're really not theories anymore.
Well, some of the stuff like the well, they weren't conspiracy. The ones that were called conspiracy theories by the left, if that's what you're referring to, weren't conspiracy theories to the rational-minded people who were actually following those events. What I consider conspiracy theories is that every single time we have one of these cases, somebody jumps in with, "Oh, it's a false flag operation," or these are government agents. There's something just not quite right here. Look at this. There's this thing, and there's always most of the time there's an easy explanation that makes more sense. Those are the ones I'm talking about. But obviously, like
just
COVID
unrealistic and just refuse to hear anything else. That's where I get frustrated. I'm always open to the fact that I could be wrong. Or at least if you've got information that I didn't already have, I'll certainly add it to the mix. But anyway, I do appreciate the way you approach things, and
cool.
And thank you for all your coverage always. I don't comment a whole lot. I usually am doing other things while I'm listening a lot of times, but
and then you fall asleep. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but I do enjoy your channel very much, and I have referred a lot of people to it when we'll be talking about something just in life. I say, go check out Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. That's what I watch.
Cool.
And he's always got a good take on things. So try to send people this way as much as I can.
Well, thank you. All right.
Absolutely.
Ishii says,
well, have a happy New Year, and happy New Year to all the freaks.
Happy New Year. Ishii says, right?
All right.
That's your name?
Yes.
Okay, all right. See ya. Have a good one. All right. She says, okay, you guys, we're still only at 50%. So if you guys could help support the channel, that'd be great. Or actually 60%. If we add in the coffees. All right. So the lines are open now. Good call there, as she says. It was interesting. Anyways, those thoughts that I have, I think it just makes sense, right? Because imagine you'd have to take away the birthright citizenship. You just make it where one of the parents has to be a citizen, and then it would really start fixing a lot of the other problems, because then people would realize, and then you do not allow illegal aliens to get any social services of any kind. Now, if one of the parents is a citizen, then sure, you have access to social services. But when you have two illegal aliens and then children, and then they start asking for social services, that defeats the whole purpose of everything, and it just absolutely is a huge drain on the funds that could go to actual American citizens, right? I hope everybody can see that, and that would fix that problem. It's a huge problem. They come over in a family unit. They've already got a kid, then they have another kid while they're here working, and they go, hey, look, that kid's an American citizen, and then all of a sudden it creates problems, and then you start having to do the social services, and it blows. And it just seems really obvious, but people, for some reason, don't want to fix that. So you guys, how do we get the ball rolling tonight where we can reach the goal? What do we do? The setting for Deliverance is more the Appalachian Mountain. Yeah, that's a crazy movie. I've seen that twice, or probably 3 times, but twice more in the more recent years. That one's just, ugh, jeez. Oh wait, what did somebody just send me? I can't open up that Gazette. I don't have a membership to it, so. Wait, hold on. Oh wait, I guess this time it worked. Let's see. Alicia Errett had no inkling that her ex-boyfriend, I guess that's him right there. So that looks like the guy in the picture with the baby, the other one. And that's the same guy. Ex-boyfriend was planning to blow up one of the swankiest hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. In the days before the explosion and apparent suicide, Matthew Livelsberger texts to her were playful, almost like a kid with a new toy. I rented a Tesla Cybertruck. It's the shit, he wrote her at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Wow. From Denver. He continued to text her until New Year's Eve, sending her photos and music videos of the vehicle. I feel like Batman or Halo, he texted at 9:07 a.m. on Sunday. It sounded like conversation between 2 old friends, but according to Errett, it was strange to her. It was strange to hear from him out of the blue. The 2 had stopped talking and moved on after a painful 2021 breakup. Livelsberger married and had a baby daughter. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe he still loved Errett, but he had a child, but he just wasn't happy or something. I don't mean, who the hell knows? Errett is a single mother who works 12-hour shifts. So let's see. Livelsberger married and had a baby daughter. Errett is a single mother who works 12-hour shifts. She was glad to hear from him, she said. I'm building drones in my new position, he wrote. Yeah, you would love it. As fast is it? How fast is it? Errett asked of the Cybertruck. He texted back, ungodly. Authorities in Las Vegas on Thursday said Livelsberger a Green Beret, shot himself inside a Tesla Cybertruck on New Year's Day, seconds before the vehicle exploded in front of President-elect Donald Trump's hotel in Las Vegas. See how weird that is? I mean, it is weird. Like, it sounds like, I mean, he obviously rented it for a reason. Jeez. Livelsberger was a Colorado Springs resident who had spent the majority of his 19-year military career at Fort Carson on assignment in Germany. So there you go. Remember that Germany that I was just telling you about? Thanks, Toxic Tank. Who else? Who else is going to help support the channel? 19-year military career. Interesting. So it was in Germany, according to new information from the U.S. Army at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Kindest man I ever knew. I just want everyone to know that Matt was the kindest man I ever knew, Eric told the Denver Gazette. So did he break up with her? He got me through a difficult time. When Livelsberger's mother became ill, he bought her a house. He had 2 back surgeries from his days as a paratrooper. Eric said Livelsberger was an honorable man who loved his country. She does not understand why he did it, she said. Politically, she knew him as a conservative, but she wondered why he would pack explosive in a truck created by Elon Musk and park it in front of a hotel owned by the Republican president-elect. Hey, thanks so much, Sue Tonarelli. To meet Toxic. To meet Toxic's challenge. Who else, you guys? Who else? One neighbor of Livelsberger in their northeast Colorado Springs townhome. This is in the, by the way, the Gazette in Colorado. One neighbor of Livelsberger in their northeast Colorado Springs townhome complex was shocked to learn the bombing suspect was him. Cindy Hellwig, I actually know somebody named Cindy Ludwig, which is weird. So Cindy Hellwig said she's known Livelsberger and his current wife, who just recently had a baby, for 2 years. And let's see. He seemed like a normal guy, she said, after talking to other neighbors on Thursday morning. His wife is awesome, too. I never expected anything. I wonder if his wife knew that he was texting his ex, though. I never expected anything like that. I would never have thought it would have been him. Eric cried when she realized investigators could only identify him by the World War II plane tattoo on his right arm. The two met in 2018 after Livelsberger and his wife, hold on, this is sent to me. Stacy sent this to me. Stacy L. Let's see. The two met in 2018 after Livelsberger and his first wife, Sarah, divorced. They had military service in common. Eric was an Army nurse at one time, stationed at Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany, and he was in Special Forces. Well, anyways, thanks Sue Tonarelli and Toxic Tink up there for giving it a whirl. In one photo taken on a mountain hike, she has a wildflower in her hair, and he's standing behind her smiling. The picture was taken during a government trip for spy school in Washington State. Eric said that Livelsberger behavior changed in 2019 after he returned from a tour in the Middle East with a traumatic brain injury. Oh, well, maybe that's it. He became isolated. She believes that depressive symptoms he showed went untreated because it's not acceptable to seek treatment when someone is in special forces. Yeah, it's weird. That's like that show called SEAL Team 6, I think. Or it has the guy that was in Bones. That was one of the issues they sort of brought up in that show. Oh, really? Just separated from him last week. Jeez. I wonder why he didn't just get back together with the ex then, or something. She seems like pretty nice. Now, the relationship did not last. It's not except okay. The relationship did not last partly because he wanted to focus on his career, Arrett of Colorado Springs said in a phone interview on Thursday. On Wednesday, New Year's Day evening, the FBI knocked on Arrett's door. They had tracked her from the text messages they found on Livelsberger's account. She was at work. Agents circled back on Thursday morning and arranged to meet her at around 9. She showed them that on December 29th, Livelsberger sent photos of the gold-hued Tesla Cybertruck he rented. What are you referring to, Julie? I tried 3 times to match toxic. Check into it. You mean on a super chat or something? You try to do a super sticker. Those usually work better. Sometimes super chats don't work, but super stickers generally do. And if you're not, you have to sign into YouTube. Okay, I don't know how to help. But if you sign out of YouTube or Google and then sign back in, maybe it'll work. Alright. Anyways, this is crazy. The relationship did not last, partly because he wanted to focus on his career, Arrett of Colorado Springs said in a phone interview on Thursday. On Wednesday, New Year's Day evening, the FBI knocked on Arrett's door. They had tracked her. Agents circled back on Thursday. She showed them that on December 29th, Livelsberger sent photos of the gold-hued Tesla Cybertruck. It matches my Kobe 2 shoes I had when I was little, he wrote. There was no clue in the sporadic text check-ins that Livelsberger was planning to blow up the hotel. Well, he didn't, and possibly end his life. The FBI told Arrett that she was not the only old girlfriend Livelsberger contacted in the last few days. Still, she feels guilty, she said. I don't know if I could have stopped him, she said. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, so maybe you got a traumatic brain injury. Yeah, it feels different than, even though there's those weird connections. The same car rental service, etc. What do you mean definitely over a woman? I don't know what that... I didn't get that sense at all. I mean, it sounds like maybe the wife, based on what somebody said, was that she wanted a separation from him. Hey, there it is. There it is. Julie, cool. Cool. I mean, a lot of the people support my channel all the time. It's just, you kind of want to start the year off strong. But thank you, Julie Cole, who also bought me some coffees earlier. I think it's different than the New Orleans. Yeah, I did too. The thing that's similar are they both rented electric cars. They both used the same app to rent the cars. They both were at Fort Bragg. They both were in Afghanistan in 2009. They both, so there's like these crazy... But I guess if you're in the military, and they're both in the military, I mean, you could just throw that in there, that they were both military people. That's sort of interesting. But he just seems like a dude that was saying goodbye quietly, and nobody really knew what he was doing. What we kind of want the answer for is what was he doing at that building And why did he choose, the Tesla and the building? If he was a Trump supporter, what was he thinking at the time? Hey, Richard Watts. Hi, everyone. Can't stay. Phone needs wattage. Hey, that's your last name. No, thanks, Julie. Appreciate it. Let's see. Try coffee too. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Karen sent coffees also. Thank you. If you're in the Army at the time, we were probably at Fort Bragg, Afghanistan. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you're in the Army. I don't know, but they were both in at the same 2009 in Afghanistan. So, I mean, I guess, it by itself wouldn't be a big coincidence. This doesn't seem, it just seems not related. Just the way, he doesn't seem ideological or some kind of, like, oh, I want to help ISIS or something. Right? Do you guys agree with that? It's still, what's interesting is why did he do that? That's what's interesting about Matthew Livelsberger. Why did he do it? And hopefully there's some written document somewhere. What do you mean, not unless I have freak status? Everybody's a freak that watches in here, but you're not green. Maybe we need to get some, make yourself available for memberships. Who's going to do some more membership? Man, I'll tell you what are we at right now? We are at, if we get another 42 in, I will donate 5 memberships, right? We've already got 14 memberships tonight. And the 42 can be in the form of memberships. So if you guys do 8 memberships, that'll be about the same, and then I'll put 5 in. Let's see. I think he was trying to say that Elon is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Why do you think that? You know what? Do you guys think that Elon Musk is the right-wing version of, what's his face? Who's the guy that's on the God, jeez, I don't remember. I can't remember his name. Jeez, that's ridiculous. George Soros is what I was trying to come up with. I don't think so. I don't think he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think a lot of people see Trump isn't really he's not I wouldn't even call him a conservative person. You know what it is? It's just the MAGA party, which kind of co-opted the Republican Party. It's got its own ideology, etc. Yeah, I just think, I mean, even people like Zuckerberg, he was like, after Trump survived the gunshot, he was like, wow, man, you gotta think that I mean, he was really, he kind of almost became a fan. And I think there's a lot of people that sort of felt that way. How he just got up with a bullet grazing his ear, not even worried about another one. All right, how are we going to get to that 42, you guys? Then I'll do the 5. He's just so ready to be part of something. Elon has probably never... Yeah. Well, I'm sure Elon's always got to hang out with the cool kids, but... Elon definitely should, just do what he was sent there for, but don't try to be part of everything else, All right, there's Toxic Tink. That's one of the 8. That's one of the 8. All right. Yeah, he's a multi-billionaire. Oh my God, look at that. Karen Messenger did it all by herself. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and do now I'll do the gifting the memberships. Here we go. And ding, 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 ding. Welcome. And we don't get to choose, by the way, who gets the memberships. So don't go, hi, man. I know, but we don't get to choose. YouTube just randomly does it. Oh, no, that was from that last year. That was from like months ago. God, let me go look at that. Hold on a second. Let me go look at that thing. Hold on. Stream Labs. When was that? Hold on. I haven't used it for so many months. I had to go check that out. Hold on. Oh, God. Man, I can't even sign in here. Log in with YouTube. I'm going to see what that number says. Looked like it said like 20,000 or something. I was trying to get I want to hear the music. Where is it? Alert boxes. No, that wasn't it. All widgets. Yeah, all widgets. There we go. Then it was the super chat. Yeah, there's way more of them now. It's weird. Wow, thanks, Charlotte Denny. You guys are awesome. Are you available, Julie Cole, to get a membership? That's funny. I don't know. What did that say a second ago? Let me put that back up there again. Donation goal. Oh, that was from, gosh, like months ago. That's crazy. Like, I haven't used that thing in, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. Sweet. Which is only 70% of the number you see there. And we've donated, I think, more than that number in that time. Oh, it was just a number that popped up on the screen. It was an old goal that kept counting for a long time. I think it was like from 4 months ago or so. Maybe 3. All right, look, we got a call here. Thanks, Charlotte Denny. Maybe I'll donate another 5. You guys are so generous. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Jane.
Hey, Jane, what's going on?
Well, I was just watching your channel, and I just wanted to tell you that, you've got a lot of great information on there. I don't have any extra information or anything, but I did just want to call in because I saw the number and you were taking calls. So,
oh, well, that's kind of. I wish it was more like that. I was kind of wishing it would be more like that. You know, that just you saw the number and you call in. That number can sit there for hours sometimes. But what are your thoughts on these incidents
well,
going
I mean,
on?
I'm 70, and not that that's too old or anything, but I'm just concerned. So many things happening, everywhere, and it makes me very concerned about everything. So I just wish it wasn't all these people doing all this stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, creepy.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think that the two incidences are definitely related. That's the one thing I mean, we're not stupid out here. I think they're related somehow, I
don't know. I was thinking that, but just hearing sort of his background, he seems like he had a traumatic brain injury. He, messaging his girlfriend. I don't really see like an ISIS ideology or anything, but yeah, it is interesting that he has those. They both rented electrical vehicles from the same app. They both were at Fort Bragg. They both were in Afghanistan at the same time. So there's things like that are interesting. But.
Right. That's what I was thinking about. So, anyway, I don't know, that many details about every single thing like you do, and a lot of other viewers, I'm sure, do. But just Happy New Year. Thank you for your channel, and it was very nice speaking with you.
Well, thank you. What's your name again?
Jane.
Well, Jane, have a great New Year yourself. All right?
All right. Thank you, Gray.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, isn't that nice? There you go. See? And I was wondering what that HNY meant, but now I know. Happy New Year. I thought it was like short for honey. God, how ridiculous. I was just looking at that going, what, honey again? You're... But with my detective abilities, I was able to decipher that it meant Happy New Year. That's amazing. See you guys. Hey, Julie, I tried gifting some memberships again, and you didn't pop up in there. Are you sure you're available? It's usually those one-offs. All right, here we go. Hello, this is Gray. Who's this?
Hey, Gray, it's Zane. How you doing?
Pretty good. What'd you say, Zane?
Zane. The trail junkie.
Oh, cool. Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, I was listening to you talk to Jane and talking about how the two guys had different views.
Mm-hmm.
The one acting like ISIS and the other one just, maybe someone that had a brain injury. And they keep saying they don't know who else is involved. Maybe whoever the person that's pulling the chess pieces around goes to these guys for different reasons. He got the one guy through ISIS, and this one maybe was complaining about health care or this and that.
Oh, right. Like
and
maybe there's like this person that communicates with soldiers, and some of them are disgruntled or having problems for some reason, and then recruits them for other reasons, but they're not the same reasons, but they have their objective. The mastermind person objective is the same. That's kind of interesting.
I mean, it's just a thought. I mean, because they're trying to connect them, and like you said, they use the same app. They do, So what would it be unless somebody else is playing with the chess pieces and saying, this guy has this issue. Well, we'll get him to do it for this reason, and this one.
I think that's interesting. I think that one's mildly interesting. That would be kind of interesting.
It's just a thought.
Just like in a chat room somewhere, there might be some guy that is reading the people, because cult members, those are people that are sort of down and out and having problems, and they're willing to sort of join some cause. So maybe there was a person out there that was communicating with both of them completely unknown to each other, but gave some similar advice, like, hey, you know what, once they got them on board, that's why then they suggested using the same app to rent a car or something like that. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah. And that would also create more confusion for the authorities trying to track down, what all's going on, if you have someone else that's kind of in the middle that's playing everybody.
Yeah, no. Interesting.
It's just sitting here thinking about it and trying to figure, well, how could you connect them? And that would be a way to connect them, is by someone else, whispering in their ear, like you said, and it could be a chat room. I mean, look at how we have all these young people that get in these chat rooms and then go out to meet someone and end up dead, So you just need someone in a chat room that knows how to talk to them.
Yeah, no, that's I think that's a pretty interesting theory. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the investigation comes up with. But if it's right, I'll say, look at Zane, they got it right. All right.
No, Zane was just sitting here listening to you and put the pieces together. That's it, Greg.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, anyways.
You have a good night, and say hi to those adorable pups you now have, all four.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks.
No,
have a good
bye.
New Year. All right, see you. Bye. All right. What is a brand account? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Yeah, we just explained how they might not be. I don't think they're connected to each other. Like they just don't sound similar now, other than those crazy coincidences. But man, I knew from the beginning it was an intentional act. It was obvious when you saw the Trump building and the vehicle. It wasn't an accident. Oh, and then people were like, "Oh, those Teslas blow up all the time." What a load of crap! Jesus. Sensing a huge disturbance in the force. Sensing a huge disturbance in the force. Yeah, it's just... Actually, that's not quite right. It's like... Alright, anybody else want to call in? Got another 34 minutes here. That'll get us up to like 4.5 hours for the day. Oh, look at Lanky did a coffee. And so did Stacy P. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Julie Cole did it herself. Or is that a different Julie? How come that looks like a different picture or something? Is that you? Is that a different person? I don't know. That's a different... Like, she has a picture of her face, not the J there. Maybe she created a new account or something. I don't know. Sue Tonarelli, the guy 40 feet away, heard nothing. Oh, you know, who knows what he used inside that vehicle. Might have wrapped something around it. Didn't want to draw attention to himself. I'm just wondering if it's closer, like he wanted to be more like Luigi Mangione. Know that they're built similar. I don't know if he would search for that. Maybe just wanted to drive one around. I don't know. I don't know if he would research something. And he might have just wanted to drive one of them around because they're new. What's interesting too is those texts made it sound like, "Wow, man, I'm driving around this cool Tesla. You know, look at these pictures. This is amazing." And then he wants to have a statement by blowing it up in front of the Trump Tower. It almost feels like he has a mental problem. Like something, you know... I mean, obviously he did the drive, so he knew what he was going to be doing. Wait, is that you also, Julie Cole up there? Is that you also? You have two accounts now, or what? What's going on? What do you mean wrong? Yeah, I'm trying to confuse because there's Julie Cole with her face on it. This one right here. And then there's this Julie Cole right here. Okay, you have two. Okay, I see. Well, put your picture on the other one and get rid of the other account then. Or something. I don't know how you want to do it, but it'd be cool to have just one of you. That one. Yeah, well, you're a freak no matter what. I mean, you don't have to be a channel member to be a freak. As long as you watch the channel. All right, let's see what this one is. Stacy sent me another one. Cybertruck bomber Matthew Livelsberger's wife broke up with him days before explosion outside Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Yeah, and we've seen the picture. I was wondering about if this was something that happened. I was wondering if, I mean, I even said that at the beginning of the show, if something happened. I'm not sure if that's the sister or who that is, but let me get to this one. Las Vegas. Hold on. Wouldn't a highly skilled person know how to control Bill? Why do people keep saying, yeah, sure, but we don't know what he was thinking in his mind, you guys? Yeah, we've already talked about that whole thing about, he knows how to do explosives that would do a tremendous amount of damage. So here's his Facebook page. God, I did it again. Right there, Matt Berg. So that's the wife that he had that separated from him. You know, and what's the reason for that? That's him, which looks totally different than this person, but it's the same person. And the baby looks almost exactly the same age in both pictures, so it's just kind of bizarre. Maybe this is a little older. Let's see, this is September, and this one is from June. So yeah, maybe it's got the same stuff on and everything. But that's the wife, obviously. So he left his Colorado Springs home the day after Christmas following an argument with his wife over apparent infidelity. So maybe he was messaging. Two sources familiar with the investigation told the Post. His wife, maybe it's even more than that, but so he left the house the day after Christmas because of an argument because of infidelity. Now, who's the one that was in? His wife, who had a baby daughter with Livelsberger, reportedly told him that she knew he had been cheating, the sources said, so it was him. After leaving Colorado, Livelsberger rented a Cybertruck through the Turo app and made his way to Vegas, where he parked in front of the Trump Hotel on New Year's Day, detonating explosives stashed in the truck, and shot himself in the head. With the new development... Hold on. Where are we at here? Come on, you guys. We only have 295 likes again. Jesus, you guys are ridiculous. Gosh, Gracie, that's why I don't hit the like button. If I want to hit the like button, I'll do it, you bastard. Hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button, 40, 45, 50. Just hit the like button, use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. Hit that like button, it's the easiest damn thing to do in the world. You just hit the like button when you show up. Thank you very much. Alright, can you hit the freaking like button, please? Thank you. Right, 307, 307, do I have 309, do I have 309, 310, 310. Keep going, hit the like button. With the new development in the case, investigators are probing whether the soldier's motive was purely personal rather than political, as previously considered, given the location of the detonation and choice of vehicle. Maybe he did it there because I mean, I said it earlier, almost joking, but maybe he did it because he loves Elon Musk and he loves Trump. And he just wanted to be near those places when he took his own life. And he did it in a way where it wouldn't hurt anybody else, really, like he didn't think it would. But it would end his life after he took his own life, and then, the car would burn up and everything like that. Could it be something like that? Yeah, no, it is kind of weird. But what if it is something like that? Like, hey, he wants to be near, in a Elon Musk vehicle and near the Trump hotel, just kind of like, that's just what he wanted to do. Right, like homage, but he went out in a blaze of glory on his own, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So it says right here, with the new developments in the case, investigators are probing whether the soldier's motive was purely personal rather than political. The FBI had been looking into the possibility that the bombing was politically charged because it occurred outside a hotel owned by President-elect Donald Trump and inside a vehicle made by the company of Trump's close ally, Elon Musk, according to the FBI officials. It's not lost on us that it happened in front of Trump Building and a Tesla vehicle was used. But Livelsberger, who was an active member of the Army Elite Special Forces, was known to be a Rambo-type patriot and staunch Trump supporter. See what I'm saying, you guys? Isn't that weird? Yeah, it's the same one, Trey. Exactly the same one. I mean, that's what my memory was. It looked exactly like the one in the press conference. And law enforcement officers are investigating if he had purposely picked a Cybertruck to limit civilian casualties. There you go. Rather than for political, and that was what somebody said up a minute ago, rather than for political reasons, the sources said. See, now this is sort of matching what I just said. If he had used a normal vehicle, the explosion would have taken out the glass doors of the building and possibly the lobby. The Cybertruck, impenetrable steel. So maybe he built the bomb to do exactly what he wanted it to do. It was weaker, but it was more of an incendiary device, is what he wanted to shoot himself first so he wouldn't feel the pain, and then he used the car as more of an incendiary device to burn himself. And maybe he just felt, I don't know. It's kind of a strange thing, but maybe it's something like that. No, he wasn't, Kyle. He wasn't doing that. He was demonstrating how tough the truck is constructed. No, he wasn't doing that. He was taking his own life and just did it the way he did it. There was no, hey, I'm trying to help Elon Musk out. Now look at this. If he had used a normal vehicle, the explosion would have likely taken out the glass doors of the building and possibly the lobby. The Cybertruck's impenetrable steel design contained the explosion while still giving off a large flames, according to sources. The evil knuckleheads picked the wrong vehicle for terrorist attack. Cybertruck actually contained the explosion and directed the blast towards. So maybe he did do research and figured out that. So somebody said that in the chat a while ago. So maybe he did do that. Not even the glass doors of the lobby were broken. 7 people suffered minor injuries from the blast, while Livelsberger's body was burned beyond recognition. He was identified from his passport and Army ID found inside the vehicle, and also the tattoos. The soldier had been deployed to Afghanistan in 2017 and 18 and was known for his patriotism. His uncle, Dean Livelsberger, an Air Force vet, himself told The Independent. Let me see this one. The active, I'll keep that open. I'll go this one. He loved Trump, and he was always very, very patriotic soldier, a patriotic American, the uncle insisted. It's one of the reasons he was in Special Forces for so many years. See how it sort of sounds different now a little bit, you guys? You MAGAs really stretch the situation to always glorify your dear leader. You're so stupid, Miriam. You're just a dumb person. I'm sorry. Livelsberger was last stationed at Camp Panzer Kaserne just southwest of Stuttgart, Germany, where he worked as a remote autonomous systems manager for the Army. He has been in the Army for the last 19 years, joining the Green Beret in 2006, according to his LinkedIn profile. Yeah, we're just going by what it says up here. And guess what, everybody? I'm sorry if it offends you, but I did vote for Trump, okay? Because I didn't want to have... we're not going back. They wanted to go back to the same 4 years we just had. Anybody want to do those last 4 years over again? Hell to the no, right? I can't believe it, Gray. I can't believe it. Let me ask you something. Why can't I vote for whoever the hell I want to without having it affect your opinion of me? Because I don't give a shit that you voted for dumbass Kamala Harris, right? I really don't care. I still like you the same way. You know, like I'll just think, oh, you're cool. You're voting for Kamala because you're a Democrat and you didn't want to vote for Trump. That's what I'm looking at, right? It's so strange. People on the left are so hateful. A lot of them are. Not everyone. But a lot of them are so hateful towards anybody who doesn't think like them. I mean, it's just absolutely hideous. And if you're one of those types, I don't care. You don't need to be here. It's no big deal. If you want to be here, great. But just accept that in politics is different because it's your belief systems where in cases there's facts. Now, if you say something that's antithetical to a fact in a case, then I'm going to say you sound like an idiot, all right, because you're saying something that's factually untrue. Yeah, I voted for him twice. The first time I voted for Rubio, I wrote him in. But now Rubio's the Secretary of State. Thought we were talking about the crime. Hey, we were, Chris. Let's see, here we go, everybody. Here we go, everybody. Now we've got a whiner, Kristen Russell, because I brought up something for 3 seconds about politics because somebody made a stupid-ass comment up above that you probably missed or you saw it but intentionally don't give a shit. I can bring up something if I want for a couple minutes, okay? If you don't like it, do something else. All right, Kristen? I just don't care. I'm so tired. I just want to be able to, if I have a show, I can talk about what I want for any minute. If I feel like it, we've been talking about the case the entire night, and a person up above made a comment, and I commented back. Okay, Kristen, okay, all right, good for you. All right, so here's the other article here. It says, the active duty Green Beret who was driving a Tesla Cybertruck that blew up outside the Trump International Hotel Las Vegas on New Year's Day was 100% patriot, his bewildered uncle said Thursday. Matthew Livelsberger. I mean, look at this guy. 37, was like a Rambo type, for lack of a better word. Dean Livelsberger told The Independent. Dean, whose older brother is Livelsberger's father, Roger, himself an Air Force veteran, who served... Okay, here we go. Now the trolls are jumping in. They're just waiting for something to jump in. Let's see. No, Valley of the Kings. You missed what I said. That's not what I said. Okay. Let's see. I think because when you say dumbass, people take it personally when you say it in a bit of a denigrating way. Maybe I'm not from the U.S., so I don't... Yeah, well, you misunderstood the sentence, so maybe live here longer, or listen better, because you didn't... That's not what I said. Right. Yeah, exactly, Julie. Yeah, you just didn't hear what I said. That's not what I said. I didn't just go... when I refer to dumbasses, I'm talking about the person who made the comment up above who said, your MAGAs really stretch the situation to always glorify your dear leader. Yeah, that person's a dumbass, okay? Yes, I did say that. Okay, and I hope that made them feel bad, because that's what they make all of us feel bad. When they say stuff like, the deplorables, or every single person who voted for Trump is a evil person, and we're all just really shitty people. I mean, how crappy is that? I don't think that about Kamala people. I think you're delusional, but at the same time, I wouldn't call you deplorable, all right? Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Valley of the Kings. You sound a little sort of off, to be honest with you. Can I get back to this now, though, you guys? I was just responding to what I think those people make those comments intentionally because it derails what we're talking about. And then the people who don't like Trump, as soon as I say something like that, they go, oh, I'm leaving now. And you guys are piles of crap that do that. Just because I want Trump to be president it shouldn't have anything to do with you watching the show and me being able to work through these cases, okay? It should have anything to do with it. Right. Anyways, Matthew Livelsberger, 37, was like a Rambo type, for lack of a better word. Dean Livelsberger. I have a hard time. Say Livelsberger 3 times fast. Okay, you can't do it. Livelsberger, Livelsberger, Livelsberger. I almost could do it. Livelsberger, Livelsberger, Livelsberger. Okay, it's easier to do than saying hyoid bone 3 times fast, so give that a shot. Dean, whose older brother is Livelsberger's father, Roger himself, an Air Force veteran who served in Vietnam, said his nephew loved the Army. He used to have all patriotic stuff on Facebook. He was 100% loving the country, he continued. He loved Trump, and he was always a very, very patriotic soldier, a patriotic American. Maybe he was drawing attention to the traumatic brain injury situation. Maybe if that's a truth, we haven't heard that yet. It's one of the reasons he was in the Special Forces for so many years. He wasn't just one tour of duty. Dean Livelsberger said he was aware of the explosion in Vegas, but had not yet been made aware that Matt, as he called him, had been named as the culprit until the Independent contacted him for comment. At first, Dean assumed the explosion had been caused by one of those big lithium batteries that short-circuited or something, he said. He was relieved that the blast only caused 7 minor injuries and didn't kill anyone else. But he added the amateurish construction of the explosive device, an array of propane tanks and fireworks and camping fuel, left him with a slew of additional questions. Matt was a very skilled warrior, and he would be able to make, if it was him, and if he did this, he would have been able to make a more sophisticated explosive than using propane tanks and camping fuel. However, I'm just going to jump in there. That's if he was trying to cause mass damage. But what if he wasn't doing that? And it was merely just sort of a show, and he wanted to be in Elon Musk's vehicle, and he wanted to be near a Trump building, and it was in some weird way sort of a supportive thing where he is, trying to draw attention to something, but he doesn't hate either one of those people. You get it? Yeah, I don't ever, like, if somebody came in here and said, oh, I love, they're on a different side of the political spectrum, Valley of the Kings, I don't care, But I noticed he kept the conversation going on the same topic, where we moved on. I don't know if you noticed that. Let's see. Matt was a very skilled warrior, and he would have been able to, if it was him and he did this, he would have been able to make a more sophisticated explosive than using propane tank and camping fuel. He was what you might call a super soldier. If you ever read about the things he was awarded and the experience he had, some of it doesn't make sense when he had the skills and ability to make something more, let's say, efficient. His skills were enormous from what he had been taught in the military. With Livelsberger's skills, his uncle suggested, his nephew could have fashioned a bomb that could have obliterated half of that hotel if he seriously wanted to hurt others. Right, so that's right. He didn't want to do that. Think of Oklahoma City, he said. McVeigh was just a normal soldier, not a tier 1 operator like Matt. Isn't that crazy, you guys? This guy is like, SEAL Team 6 types. Yeah. Livelsberger was in the U.S. Army for 19 years. So he'd be in the a ranger, right? 18 of which were in the elite special forces. He was currently stationed in Germany and was on leave in Colorado. So isn't that crazy? God dang. Springs when he rented the Cybertruck and drove to Nevada. So you might want to interview people in Germany. But man, he was still in the military, still a ranger, and he's back home, on leave for Christmas and everything. And, maybe his wife leaving him was sort of a... I don't know. I feel differently about this though now. This guy, I think it's not. I don't even think. I'm not even sure you'd call this a terrorist act or anything. The truck blew up just a few hours after Shamsud Din Jabbar rammed a truck into the New Year's Day revelers in New Orleans, killing at least 15 people. Jabbar, 42, was also an Army veteran who was posted to the same base in Livelsberger and also served in Afghanistan around the same time that Livelsberger did. Investigators were looking into a possible link between the two men who both rented their vehicles through the same car share service, Turo, but so far they have found no direct connection between the two. At a press conference on Thursday afternoon, Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin McMahill, who I think is kicked ass during this, said the coroner's office found that Livelsberger had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. Right, because he didn't want to burn up. And while the investigation is, and feel it. And while the investigation is still ongoing, he believed, well, see, here's the thing. I think the gunshot to his head is an indication that he knew that the bomb that he created would not kill him instantly. I think he knew that. It wasn't built for that reason. And he didn't want to sit there and burn alive, okay? So I think he knew if there was a bomb that, like his uncle said, that would take out half that building, he wouldn't have shot himself because it would have taken him out immediately. Does that make sense to you guys? So he shot himself knowing that the blast would not kill him. I think that makes absolute sense because he knew exactly what this was. This was an incendiary device. What do you guys think? I think that makes sense now. Why would he shoot himself? But that's because the bomb wasn't strong enough. It was more of a fire. He didn't want to feel that. So he took his own life after he ignited it. And then it went off, and then it still did what he eventually wanted the flames to do. Right? All right. See, I'm just trying to think through this using the elements that we now have and come up with something that sounds reasonable. Now, do we know it's absolutely 100% true? We don't know. But I'm thinking that it's possible. And like, almost to the point where it's sort of likely. I don't know. I don't think he thought it was even going to do anything to other people, to be honest. You know what I think he thought? That the explosion wouldn't be that big, but it would burn the car because he put the fuel in there. That first blast was the only kind of big one, right? Right after that, it was just ding, ding, ding. So he thought it would be a little bit less than that, and it would just burn the car and the contents in it after he shot himself. He probably didn't know that the first blast would be a little bigger like that. And you'd say, well, he must know. Well, the stuff he was using, though, you can't control like you would with one of the other explosives that he would build. You're talking about fireworks and just, Livelsberger's military ID and passport. Let's see, at a press conference on Thursday afternoon, the sheriff said the coroner office found that Livelsberger had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to detonation of the vehicle, and while the investigation is still ongoing, he believed Livelsberger's actions indicated taking his own life by a bombing that occurred immediately thereafter. Now, see, I don't think the bomb would have killed him, to be honest with you. I saw the explosion, and those seats and everything, I bet he would have lived and just caught on fire. Livelsberger's but he didn't want to risk it either, you know. Livelsberger's military ID and passport were found inside the Cybertruck, as well as a Desert Eagle 50 caliber semi-automatic pistol and an SLR rifle work. I'll tell you what I'll try to do, you guys. When we get the jackasses that show up in here and make comments, and you mods rightly remove the comment, I'll read the comment, but I won't comment on them because those end up sidetracking the stuff that I'm talking about. All right, I'll give that a shot. It's hard for me because I like responding to the trolls and idiots. Okay, so I'll try my best. All right. Try your best. Livelsberger military ID and passport were found inside the Cybertruck, as well as a Desert Eagle 50 caliber semi-automatic pistol and an SLR Rifle Works. Let's see what that looks like. Rifle Works B30. I thought it sort of looked like an AR-15 or something, but maybe it doesn't. Yeah, that does kind of look like an AR-15. You know, that's sort of what they look like. It's one of those. Both weapons and Livelsberger himself were burnt almost beyond recognition. Why did he have those with him? Are they just ones that he wanted to own? Like those are his sort of like, you know, Desert Eagle is a classic military weapon, and maybe he wanted that other one and just kind of go down with those with him because he didn't fire at anybody or anything. Both weapons and Livelsberger himself, he shot himself, I guess, were burnt almost beyond recognition, according to McMahill. He said investigators also recovered a cache of fireworks, along with an iPhone and smartwatch and several credit cards of Livelsberger's name. Special agent in charge, Spencer Evans of the FBI Las Vegas Division, said agents had tracked the vehicle from Denver through Tesla charging stations in Arizona and New Mexico before arriving in Las Vegas at 7:29 a.m. on Wednesday. Kenny Cooper, Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms San Francisco Division, said it remains unclear how the explosives were detonated. He noted that everything used was consumer grade. See, he just built this like homemade bomb. You know, so it's a little less predictable, but I don't think he thought that what he was building was going to blow up a building or something. Such as camping fuel and propane tanks, in addition to some explosive targets that can be purchased at any sporting goods store. Both of the firearms in the Cybertruck had been legally purchased 2 days earlier, so he just bought those, but they're like classic military, right? Cooper also noted, echoing Dean Livelsberger, that the level of sophistication is not what we would expect from an individual with this type of military experience. Livelsberger divorced, or you could say, only somebody with that level of training could have built an incendiary device like that didn't destroy the building next to him. Right? You could also claim the other way, that using just consumer grade stuff that he collected, because he didn't really have access. He was on, you know, if he was on his base in Germany, shit, yeah, he could probably go get the stuff. But now he's over in the United States and he's building it based off of just sort of, you know, rudimentary stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember them saying that he just got those. I thought that's what they said. And then this article started off not mentioning that, so I wasn't sure. Anyways, over the past few months, an array of photos Livelsberger posted from Germany included pictures of himself proposing to his partner, and the ring he gave her have disappeared, his uncle said. Livelsberger's father, who was unreachable on Thursday, was married several times and had children with a couple different women, according to Dean Livelsberger, who had been semi-estranged from his brother for years. At the same time, Dean said, Matt wasn't estranged from the family at all. Everyone thought the world of Matt. Crazy, man. I guess you just never know what's going on in somebody's mind. All right, well, there you go, you guys. Did you guys find tonight's show interesting? I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty good, you know. What do you think? I'm just curious since Greg, Normie. I'm just curious since I signed up while watching the show why I don't show as a member. Because you used a different account, Julie. That's what we're trying to tell you. You signed up on a different account that had a J on it. It wasn't the same one. Remember we were saying that when you did it? Yeah, there was another. You said it's the same one. You said out loud, but it isn't. Yeah, it was a whole different account that you created that said J. You know. I don't know. Did you guys explain it to her? All right. That's why I jumped in and I said, "Wait, what's going on?" All right. So thank you to Monica Reeves. Texas Roadrunner, Cheryl gifted a membership, then Toxic Tink gifted a membership, then Alley Cake, Kubi, Sarah B, Brown Eyed Girl 714 gifted 5. Thank you so much. Then CC, then Taco Charlie, H Doc 30 months. That's a lot of months there. Toxic Tink 2 months. Cheryl 17, Gloria Batari. Then CR gifted a membership, then Karen Messenger, then Vicky White, Ishi Says, CR, Franca Romano, Vicky Kennedy, Jet Wilson, Margie Sandow, let's see, Judy Grandstrand, gifted 5, Michelle H, Alley Cake, Toxic Tink, Sue Tonarelli, and then Julie Cole, Richard Watts, Toxic Tink, gifted a membership, then Karen Messenger with a cat eye, then I gifted 5, then Charlotte Denny with a cat eye, then I gifted 5 more, and then Julie Cole has with the J on it. See, let me show you this thing. Oh, where is that? Right there. Right, so this is what you have. This is right here. See that? That's not the same account. See how it's just a J, but your name's there with the heart on it? So that's what I'm saying. You might have to like I don't know how you do it, but maybe you just put your picture on that account, sign up all the other, your bank accounts and everything on that one, and then that one's the one you use. I don't know. Get it? I got to change that number. We're at 227,000 now. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so for people that are just here, this channel, so since January of 2020, we've given, so out of the income from the channel, $228,500. Right, so, and that's like every single month, during the month and after the month, we donate out of the income thousands of dollars. And, you know, we've made a big difference for a lot of different organizations. They, you know, even email sometimes saying, hey, thank you for the, you know, they're happy. So that's what we do. You know, why not try to make a difference out there? Oh, look at the cameras working now. How the hell did that happen? It's kind of bright, but look at this dog right here. This is a demon. This dog's a demon. Clancy, man. Oh man, he's a freaking demon. Look at that, huh? Whew. Wow. And then also, I want to say thank you to the coffee givers. We had Alley Cake, Sarah 67, Linda Weeks, Toxic Tink, then Julie Cole. Then we also had Karen, and then Stacy Pittman, then Lanky Tor. So very cool, you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Uh-oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, Jesus. This guy is just, look at this. You can tell they're growling at each other right now. Jeez, look at these guys. Man, you give them those, those little chew sticks? They love those things. But even if you give them two, though, the one wants to take the other one, and they growl over it. And it's like, you got one. Anyways, that's pretty funny. Anyways, thanks everybody, you guys, for reaching the goal tonight. Appreciate it. And for all the support you guys give me. It's cool to just be able to keep on trucking along. We're going to get back to the Jean Benet Ramsey. We started over from the beginning. We'll get right on that as soon as this all dies down and there's no new information coming in. But it seems like every day recently we've got new information on this, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. You never know. I kind of want to get back to that, though, so maybe day after tomorrow or something like that we could try. Usually it dies down by then. But who the hell knows what's going on, man? This is crazy times. And listen, I don't care if you're out there, what political party you're part of. I appreciate you being here. I just don't want you to care what political party other people are yourselves. Just don't care. Let's get past the way it was the last 4 years and even before that with the cancel culture bullshit. Okay? That's part of what people are trying to get rid of. The cancel culture, the woke ideology, the ludicrous stuff that we've gone through. We just, as a society, need to get past that and get back to like regular people. Okay? It's insane. All right. So, anyways, thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you guys next time. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, normalcy. That's right. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher.
If you're trying to tell me like an old projector, crime sector is my nectar. The greatest gonna give another lecture. Crime collector,
freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya.
I have no agenda, I'm no pretender,
and I'll
serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end,
I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, do this for us, Mary Lou. Do the good night, everybody, G. Remember how you used to do that?
Wait, this one? Good night, everybody. J.
Yeah, that one. I always liked that one.
Thanks, Greg. Really appreciate it.
Well, not... I just wanted to hear it, Mary Lou. God, Jesus.
Gosh, Gray, you aren't very nice.
Oh, God. You lost it that time.
Yeah, I was trying to keep the cry going, but I couldn't do it.
Oh, my God. You see how I get trolled by Mary Lou, for God's sakes. All right, see you guys later. And be safe out there.
Correct.